Part 2. I didn't even turn the lights off, look. It's because I'm just cracking straight on with it. Get these done. There's a bit of length left in here, isn't there? If you haven't seen the first one, go and watch that first. If you want. You might not want to, it's not that interesting. So as a little recap, I put the door regs in, the window regs, and they didn't fit. So R32s never came with a manual reg. Found out what manual regs they used in the Group A cars, but they don't quite fit, so I had to cut out all of the manual regness from it and weld it into the R32 window regs. But it came out alright. We got there in the end, it was just a bit long-winded. And then we mounted it in the car. I mounted it in the car, you didn't do anything. Found out where it was on the blue car, where the crank handle was, cut it so it can kind of come through the door. And now we're at the stage of just got to make up some brackets to hold where the crank handle is, extend it for the crank handle, wait for the crank handles to turn up, put the door cards in, and put the glass in. That, I don't know, montage or something along those lines. Let's crack on with the. That's as far as I got with the bracketness. I almost used some kind of hipster template material, but went with the Tesco's pizza box instead. Thanks for coming, by the way. Thanks for bearing with me. This one will be good. I like the last one anyway. I like getting the winders in, but this one will be really good. The doors will shut with stuff in. The windows will go up. Does anyone ever get this? When you order stuff off eBay and you put multiples in expecting it to be, for example, 200mm long, and they cut 200mm. The door cards are on, but the winder stub doesn't come out of the door card because it's too short. And it's the same on the Group A cars. So I've just got some of this to extend it. It's just 16mm tube with a 2mm wall thickness. So it should go over the top of this, so I can cut the end off, pop this on, and then kind of sleeve it either side. And I'm hoping I can spot weld that side so the plastic doesn't get too hot. If I melt that, it's kind of game over. so this is what I mean. So that's your little nozzle that your crank handle fits to, and this tube fits over the end of it, so I can extend it. I think I want to cut as close to this end as possible, so I've got the most meat there to weld back onto afterwards. They've had a bit of a tidy up. And the old wire wheel, you know when you pick something up and you're not sure if it's 1,000 degrees or not. It's not bad, I'm quite happy with that. I like the little pulse setting on this. I'm going to have a cup of tea first, but there's one more thing I can do to these before I need the winders. They used to screw them on from the backside as well, so I'm going to try drill and tap just like an M4 or something in the end. So I can do the same. It won't look quite as bad as they did it, I hope, but it'll be there so it'll be right. Look what turned up. So these only cost about 50 quid from some arse in America. They came and they were covered in like In-N-Out burger and Twinkies and stuff, so I had to clean all that off, and then I gave them a kind of blow over with a hot air gun just to, it was all white like that. So I got most of it off, or melted most of it. I guess it melts. But the last bit, if I'd have carried on going, it would have ended up kind of really melting it. So I'm in a predicament. I don't know whether to go, you know, full knife maker old school and rub some Danish oil into them, or 205 GTI and put some trim dye on it. But I think I'll just crack on with what I need to do first, and I can dwell on that for a while. Maybe I can do the oil first. If it doesn't work, wash it off and do the trim dye. But then that's black and I don't want to buy anything. Right, so I've just got to try those on the rods that I welded on, and then I know how much I need to cut them down. This is the tricky bit. That little reel there is obviously made out of plastic, and this metal bit goes into it somehow. There's a little bit of play either way, so I'm going to try and sit it in the middle. So I'm going to get this tube that needs to be welded on there, the actual ones, and I'm going to drill, I reckon, like 4 holes, and then just try and blast it with the TIG in that hole just near the top, just to kind of weld it. It shouldn't need much, should it? I mean, the handle's plastic, but if I get too much heat in this, it'll melt that, and then the whole thing will just explode because of the spring in here, and that's it, game over. Be a shame, isn't it? Luckily it is about -10 in here, so the weather's on my side. I think I'm going to do one of those every 5 minutes and have a cup of tea in between each one. two little jobs left to do. I've put everything in the driver's side as well, so that's done. We'll have a look at that in a bit. It'll be nice. But this used to live on the driver's side, which is the windows and the passenger window lock and the mirrors look. But we won't need any of that anymore. All they did was blanket with, well, what I'm going to do basically. I think they just cut a sheet of alley, covered it in the same material as is on the dash. So I'll rip that off, stick it on there, and then stick it on there. There's no real. I don't want to use this or take any clips off it because I haven't got any money. So I'd rather sell that to someone. So I'll cut this out, and then the second job. I've got two M4 bolts, like I said before, so it bolts the winder on, but they're titanium because to be fair to Evo Stick, I have had this for about 10 years. I should have brought a cup of tea in here really, shouldn't I? Maybe I'll make one. I mean, come on. It actually worked really well. I thought it wasn't going to work brilliantly because they're not good in the first place, are they, manual windows? But also because that's so far extended, I thought it would just have a load of play in it, but there's going to be a lot of people that don't understand. Why would you do that? But the only R32s and manual windows are the original Works Group A cars and mine. There we go. Is everyone happy? I like them. Got windows that go up and down, got the doors that go on. I think I might have to take some of that trim off again when I put the side glass on. But it's pretty cool. I'm kind of just scrabbling at little jobs at the moment because waiting for loads of engine parts to turn up. But there's still a load I can do, I guess. I think the next one might be kind of a miscellaneous bit where I do kind of maybe the wiper linkage and some of the trim on the front and the clean the I don't know. We just got to think of things to do at the moment. I found out what the fuel setup is in the back of it and contacted ATL and they told me how much it was. So yeah, got to think of some ways that we're going to finish this, but we'll get there. Hold tight, we'll get there.